we're here at Shoe Healer in Doncaster, and we've got a gentleman that's abroad who's having this beautiful pair of Barker boots. Absolutely beautiful. It's called the Hopper, and we sell quite a lot of these. They are really nice boots, fully leather lined, leather sole, leather heel stack, really great boot. So this gentleman is going to have a cover sole on these. So what we need to do is decide what sort of cover sole he wants and what sort of prices we've got. So here we have the cover soles out, the ones that I would fit onto these shoes. This is my favourite sole for this boot. There you go. It's called a Sovereign sole. It goes on there. It's not too thick. You can hardly see it. It's leather coloured, so when you flash your feet up, it still looks like leather. It's on there. It is $24.95 for that sole. That's a bargain. That's obviously for the pair of them. The next one up is a taupey sole. This beautiful taupey sole. It's $34.95, another £10, but it won't wear out. It goes forever. Taupey soles, we used to fit these to Bobby's shoes when Bobby's used to wear proper shoes. We wouldn't offer this sole to the general public because it would last too long. So we would put this on Bobby's shoes. It's now available to you. $34.95 seems expensive, but we're never going to get to have you again because once you've had this sole fitted, it just doesn't wear out. So this is the taupey sole. It goes on there like that. Again, it's a lighter coloured sole. It's slightly thinner than the Sovereign sole we've just seen. $34.95. That's the sole on there. Of course, the edges are all stained down so they match the original leather sole, but that's the taupey sole. Fabulous sole. $34.95. If you've got darker colour shoes, it comes in black and it comes in brown as well. So that's that one there. The other sole that we have, in case you want to match this lovely blue elastic gusset, we have a blue sole on here. And that blue sole goes on there like that. You get just a little flash of blue down the side that matches the sole. Fabulous, good wearing sole. $29.95. for the blue sole. And it also, if you've got red on your shoes, you can have a red sole, and I think there's an orange as well. So 30 quid, $29.95 on there for the blue cover sole. Right, next thing gentleman's having is toe plates. So let's say he went with this sole. You've got the sole on there, a toe plate. This toe plate here, can you just see the toe plates? These are Triumph toe plates here. This is a Triumph Boulevard, I believe, is the brass one, and the silver one is called the Lulu. So a Lulu, a Boulevard, and then just the standard Triumph toe plates. So what can we do here? Well, if you are having a Boulevard in your leather sole, just like that, as a protective toe piece on there in the Triumph Boulevard, they are a pain to fit. They take forever to fit. So unfortunately, a Boulevard toe plate is going to cost you $34.95. I'm right, yes, $34.95, because we have to cut out all that leather and sink it in, and we want it to look beautiful, so it takes forever. That is screwed on there with little brass screws, and it's sunk, counter-sunk into the leather. Same with the Lulu. The Lulu will cost you $24.95. It's not quite as difficult to sink a Lulu in, but they are countersunk into the leather. So that's the Lulu on there. I do quite like that Lulu. Looks lovely on there. Okay, and then we have your 10 bob swervers, $6.95. These are surface mounted, so these go on top of the sole. Just like this. This one is a little bit big. I would use a smaller one. Let me just quickly grab that. They're all in different sizes, and that just goes on the surface. These are cheap as chips. These are £6.95. Okay, when you have a cover sole, and this is where it gets a little bit more difficult, but you can watch this video again and again. When you have a cover sole, and we are fitting you a surface mounted, a countersunk toe piece, metal toe piece on a cover sole, you get that repair for £5 less. So instead of it being $34.95, it's £30 for your toe plate on top of the price of your cover sole. But it's sunk down into the rubber sole. So the cover sole goes on, and then this is countersunk into the rubber, and it makes the job a little bit easier. If it's easier for us and it's quicker for us, you save yourself the price of a pint of beer. So that's what you get there on those there. That's the toe plates, that's the cover soles, that's what we've got to do. I can't think, is there anything else I've got to discuss? Heel. Well done, thank you. Heel, right. Sometimes we have customers come in and they want to make a little bit of noise. So what they have is a toe plate, one of these toe plates fastened on to the heel like that, and we rivet that on, and that is a toe plate on your heel. Now, years ago we would have knocked you some segs in, the Blakey segs, great big thick steel cast things, and we would bray them into the heel. The truth is, with your Blakey segs, and you don't see them that much nowadays, they're a little bit slippy and they could be a little bit dangerous. But if you wanted them, you didn't really want to fit them to a new shoe, because they would sit on there, big, thick, chunky segs, and they'd be really proud. And you would walk a little bit awkward on them. What you should do with your segs, you should wear the heel down, and you just wear it off nicely in that corner, and then you would put your segs on, and those segs would make up the difference from what you'd worn. Put the heel back to straight, they were slightly sunk into the heel because you'd worn it off, and they would sit on the corner of your heel. These plates, these Triumph plates, are really quite thin, so if you want them on, we can put those on there for you and knock them in. And because they're not as thick as the old Blakey segs, they sit there quite nicely. You get to make a little bit of noise, which is quite traditional. They can be a little bit slippy still, but they go on the heel just like that, and again they are £6.95 for the pair fitted. Really, it'd be better if you wore it a little bit and then have that on if you really wanted. The alternative to all that is take the heel off and put a quarter steel tip on there, and that's a whole different ball game. We don't fit a lot of them nowadays. They're not very pretty, and it's not really what people want. If I've missed anything out, I'm ever so sorry. We're here at the Shoe Healer. We'll have a go at doing anything for you. Give us a bell, give us an email, and like, subscribe, and do all those things that I'm told to say at the end of videos. I always forget to do. Rock on, Tommy!